Epics and empires, empires and epics. Life's like a poem, ever read it? It's epic. Sometimes a poem defines a whole epic. Epics and empires, empires and epics. You ever heard a Taylor said, that was epic. What an ending. How they said it. Spread it on Reddit, make sure everybody gets it. It's perennially relevant, it's everything epic. But what's an epic? It's from an ancient Greek word, epos, a form of oral poetical speech made to tell us of our origin and history, the deeds of the deathless gods and of us human beings. But what's that got to do with you and me? What's the price of rent and booze got to do with Hercules? Well, you see, embedded in the epics of the ancients are the fate of empires and entire civilizations. For woven in the lines of the poets that speak are the intricate designs of the powers that be. As they rise and decline and redefine their defeats, you gotta read between the lines for your mind to be free. Epics and empires, empires and epics. Who wrote it? Who said it? Who commissioned it? Who read it? Epics and empires, empires and epics. The myths of the past and the facts of the present. You ever read the epic of Gilgamesh? The king of Uruk who built it up and oppressed his own people. Good and evil, unambiguous look. He's the OG anti-hero of the earliest book. But his influence spread like the catchiest hook beyond Babylon, catching on in every nook. And if you read your other epics from the region, then you're liable. They're defined in the Iliad and even in the Bible. It's an epic. Did I read this right? David slayed the Jebusite. Swift Achilles needs his prize. Everything I seize is mine. I'm a king, endowed by my authors with a right to kill and a will to conquer. When in Rome, or wherever, read Virgil, a Roman epic poet who earned an eternal renown in expounding the name and reputation of his emperor and patron on an epic foundation. The Greeks sacked Troy, Venus said ahoy, we need to save Aeneas, cause he's my boy. From his seat in Italy will spring a mighty nation. The guy for whom I'm writing this will be his culmination. Hey, the gods are on our side, there ain't no discussion. Is empire bust in the name of Augustus? Poeticize the present as a prophecy fulfilled and establish what we just did as justice, God's will. Rome fell, but its myths remain, and any empire's claim it's divinely ordained. And like any epic strain, it entwines its refrain with the disparate traditions of the places that it came. So the fame of a Beowulf is made in the slang of an enemy named as a descendant of Cain. It's a pagan epic hanging in an Abrahamic frame. An old English Gilgamesh is different but the same. It's a feedback chain of reinterpretations of the classical past and amassed information as empires clash in the path that they're destined by the maps of their myths until they crash. Epic. Epics and empires, empires and epics. Can you repeat the past for me, please? I didn't get it. Epics and empires, empires and epics. If you don't know the future yet, it's cause you haven't read it. If you wanna understand the past, you can't just scan it fast and quote the quote facts. You have to hold the glass to how the truth is performed in the forging of myth. You've been myth informed, and we who are born in the age of the paperless maybe yet feel the rage of Achilles retraced in us as we're placed in the cage of our hatreds with raised looks of crazed indignation while shaming on Facebook. Can we be shook from the mythic machine that emits its myth themes from ubiquitous screens and convinces us to lean into its intricate dream of an empire, a privatized, commodified being? Be the gods on our side, or God but inside us, personified mind from the writer's divine bust. From Homer to Romer to the rapper beyond us, let our epic authors be radically honest, and let our next myths in our posts and our comments and in our politics be constantly conscious of what's come before and begin our poetics with sing, muse, peace. That would be epic. Epics and empires, empires and epics. You living in a poem, ever read it? It's epic. Epics and empires, empires and epics. Epics and epics and epics and epics. Epics, epics and empires, empires and epics. The myths of the past and the facts of the present. Get it?